The moments that stay in a man's mind are rarely the obvious ones. It's usually not the perfect outfit, not the perfect text, not the perfect photo. It's something much quieter, a small gesture, a brief moment, a feeling he didn't expect to have. And days later, he still finds himself thinking about it. Not because you tried to impress him, but because something about that moment felt real. Welcome to the Attraction Code, where we decode the hidden psychology behind attraction, obsession, and relationships. By the end of this video, you'll understand 7 surprisingly simple gestures that create deep emotional impact in a man's mind, and why some women become unforgettable without ever trying too hard. Let's get into it. One of the most powerful emotional experiences a human being can have is feeling remembered. Psychologists often refer to this as a form of validation and recognition. We all want to feel that we matter, not in a grand, dramatic way, just enough to know that someone was paying attention. Imagine a man casually mentions that he has an important presentation next Thursday. A week later, you send a simple message. Good luck today. I remembered you said your presentation was this morning. That's it. No long speech, no over-the-top emotional declaration. Yet the impact can be surprisingly strong. Why? Because most people listen to respond. Very few listen to remember. When you remember something small, you communicate, I see you. And being seen creates emotional connection. One of the biggest misunderstandings in dating is that appreciation and compliments are the same thing. They're not. A compliment focuses on qualities. Appreciation focuses on impact. Instead of saying, you're amazing, you might say, I felt really supported when you helped me with that. Notice the difference. The second statement tells him that his actions mattered. Research on relationships consistently shows that feeling appreciated strengthens emotional bonds and increases relationship satisfaction. People naturally move toward environments where they feel valued. When a man feels that his effort positively affected your life, he often becomes more emotionally invested. Not because he's seeking praise, but because he feels significant. And significance is deeply attractive. Many women assume emotional safety is something only women need. In reality, men need it too. They just often express it differently. Many men grow up receiving messages that vulnerability is weakness, that they should always be strong, always composed, always confident. But when a man discovers that he can share a fear, an insecurity, or a disappointment without being judged, something changes. He relaxes, he trusts, he opens up. And trust is one of the strongest predictors of long-term emotional attachment. A woman who creates emotional safety often stands out because she offers something increasingly rare. Acceptance. Not perfection, not performance. Acceptance. One of the most overlooked principles in attraction psychology is positive emotional association. Simply put, people become attached to experiences that consistently make them feel good. This doesn't mean trying to entertain someone 24 hours a day. It means creating moments of lightness, inside jokes, playful teasing, funny observations, shared laughter. Think about the people you naturally enjoy being around. Often, it's because they make ordinary moments feel enjoyable. A simple, playful message can create more emotional impact than a long conversation about logistics. Because emotion is memorable, information isn't, and laughter creates emotional memories. Let's move to another gesture that can be incredibly powerful. There are moments in every person's life when confidence drops. A difficult project, a career setback, a personal disappointment, a goal that suddenly feels impossible. During those moments, many people criticize themselves. When someone else sees potential in them anyway, it can be deeply moving. Notice what this does psychologically. You're not validating who he is today. You're validating who he can become. People often remember forever the individuals who believed in them during periods of uncertainty, because belief creates emotional significance, and emotional significance creates attachment. By the way, if you're specifically trying to reconnect with your ex, I've included a resource in the description that reveals the most powerful technique many women used to make him come back for good. If you'd like to learn more, check out the link in the description after watching this video. Now let's continue. This may sound counterintuitive, but one of the fastest ways to make someone value your presence is refusing to make them responsible for your happiness. Healthy attraction contains connection, but it also contains freedom. Research on self-determination theory suggests that autonomy is one of the core psychological needs humans have. People want connection, but they also want the freedom to be themselves. When a woman has her own goals, passions, friendships, and identity, she communicates abundance rather than dependency, and abundance is attractive. The paradox is that people often feel closest to those who don't desperately need them, because the connection becomes a choice rather than an obligation. Now, this may be the most powerful gesture of all, feeling understood. Because feeling understood is rare. Everyone wants to be loved, but before people feel loved, they usually want to feel understood. Imagine a man has had a difficult day. Everyone around him gives advice. Everyone tells him what he should do, but one person says, "That sounds frustrating. I can understand why you'd feel that way." No judgment, no fixing, no criticism, just understanding. Psychologist Carl Rogers, one of the pioneers of humanistic psychology, emphasized the importance of empathy in human relationships. Men become deeply connected to those who make them feel understood because it creates emotional safety, which leads to deeper attraction. What's fascinating is that none of these gestures rely on appearance. None require manipulation. None require pretending to be someone you're not. They all work for the same reason. They satisfy fundamental human emotional needs. The need to feel seen, the need to feel appreciated, the need to feel understood, the need to feel accepted, the need to matter. When those needs are consistently met, emotional connection and attraction naturally grows. And that's often why certain women remain unforgettable long after the interaction itself is over. Not because they tried harder, but because they made someone feel something meaningful. So if you want to create deeper attraction, stop focusing exclusively on being impressive. Focus on being emotionally impactful. Remember the small things. Express genuine appreciation. Create emotional safety. Bring playfulness. Believe in his potential. Respect his independence, and make him feel understood. Because the moments that touch someone's heart are rarely the loudest ones. They're usually the quiet gestures that make a man feel truly seen, and those are the moments people remember. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the Attraction Code for more insights into attraction, relationships, and the psychology of love. And let me know in the comments, which of these 7 gestures do you think has the biggest emotional impact on a man? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.